What's up, guys? Welcome back to Man Cave Collectibles, coming at you today with another figure review, something I am super excited about. We've got GRIMLOCK and Wheelie from the new Studio Series 86 line. If you're not familiar with this line, this is a new Studio Series line called 86. It's based on the 1986 movie. The line has some really phenomenal names as part of it for this first wave. You've got Hot Rod, Jazz, Blur, we've got GRIMLOCK, you've got Cup. So it's a really phenomenal start to the 86 line, something I hope they continue to do. Let's take a look at what we got in front of us, and that is GRIMLOCK and Wheelie. Got a really nice promotional image here of the two 86 logoing Studio Series, GRIMLOCK and Wheelie here at the bottom. We do have our Transformers movie logo there. You've got your Transformers logo on the side, Takara Tomy, getting some advertisement in there. Same movie logo up top, coming around to the side. It's a leader class figure, which we stay there. Got a little bit of product shot on the back. We can actually see GRIMLOCK in his Dinobot mode, as well as his robot form. Talks about up here, big screen inspired, scale, detail, and a backdrop. Really nice packaging here. If you're an inbox collector, you know, this would look really good if you kind of kept these stacked from a side view on your shelving. This is indented here. I'm not sure why. It kind of has the 86 symbol with a little bit of a like a red translucent plastic over the top of it. It looks really good. We'll have to see once we open the box if there's any significance to that. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of their package and see what we got. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead real quick and just start off with the diorama part of this. So this actually comes up out of your packaging, and it's actually a pretty nice little set piece here. If you wanted to display Wheelie and GRIMLOCK there inside, I'll go ahead and just drop GRIMLOCK there kind of on the stand of it, so you can kind of see how that looks. It's really a pretty nice look just to be kind of a free cardboard diorama that kind of comes in the packaging. I'm sure a lot of people probably discard this, but you know, if you wanted to display these two guys and kind of have that 86 feel, you know, it's got the 86 movie logo here. It certainly has the ability to do that. I really like what they did with this. Okay, guys, so we've got our GRIMLOCK here on the table, and I am just as excited now about this guy, if not more so, by actually getting to see him outside of that box. Let's go ahead and talk about the accessories. So originally, I did not know this, and the reason that Wheelie is going to be considered an accessory in my book is Wheelie is not articulated. So you can see here, these legs, there's no articulation in the knee joint. There's no articulation in the elbows here. This is just a straight arm. There's no way to articulate it in any way. So he does have a slight amount of articulation here in the hips. He's able to just kind of spread the legs there. And then he has some articulation here in his waist, as well as right here, you know, on his shoulders. So he's not, you know, transforming. You can slightly articulate the head back and forth. You know, it'll spin, give you the full 360. Now he looks really good, but you know, full intention for Wheelie in this aspect that they've given this to him, or given him to us, you can see here he has a peg on the back of his thigh. So really his main purpose is just to sit on GRIMLOCK's back. I didn't realize that. I thought he was kind of his own bot, but you know, you can't really stand him, you know, because he is in that sitting position and really forced to be that way. So that kind of, in my book, makes him more of an accessory than really like a full-fledged bot, which is okay. You know, I think it's cool that they even did you know, another bot in this package with GRIMLOCK, and a good bot to choose as well. But it is not going to be a bot you can display on your shelf in any other fashion than there with GRIMLOCK. And then we also get his blaster, which is really well sculpted. It's got the double barrels there, no paint on it. It's just a sculpted black plastic. Has the peg here. One thing we did not get with GRIMLOCK was a sword, but that's okay. You know, that's something Obviously we see with the Masterpiece and things like that, but you know, didn't get it in this version. Let's go ahead and take a look at Grimlock. So I'm going to bring him in a little closer here so you guys can kind of see that head there, that head sculpt and the paint work. Really nice paint there across the eye visor. Just a kind of a blue metallic finish to it. The rest of the head is sculpted in just a black plastic. This gold here appears to be a plastic sculpt, not so much paint. I don't see a whole lot of paint, maybe other than here on the legs where he's got the blues, greens, and the reds. That appears to be just some paint there as well. The detail here just in the robot is really phenomenal. They did a great job on that. Got a little more paint here on the back, kind of some of those T-Rex bits that he's got. I think this is probably going to be my favorite bot from the line so far, you know, from the Hasbro line. Obviously from the Studio 86 line as well, but I'm super excited about that Jazz, as he's probably my second favorite Autobot. Now, as far as Grimlock is concerned here, you do have the kind of a translucent here on the chest, and again, you can see that Autobot logo kind of coming through that translucent black plastic there, so it looks really good. It's very accurate to what we would come to expect from a Grimlock figure. As far as his articulation is concerned, you know, when he's in the robot mode, that head a little bit of side to side, you can get the full 360 up and down a little bit, not a whole lot of up. The up's kind of straightforward, but you can look down there if you're going to have him looking down on a smaller robot. As far as these shoulders here, we've got real nice ratchet joints. In fact, there's so much that they're wanting to pull his chest apart, but super nice ratchet joints in those. Not going to be able to quite get them all the way around up and over, but you can kind of articulate them out to the side and still do that. He just has you know, his T-Rex bits back here that are going to be slightly in the way. We do have a cut right there at the upper bicep. We've got real nice range of motion there in the elbow. You can see better than 90 degrees. And then coming on down here, you've got spin here in his wrist, but no articulation back and forth on that. We do have some hollow area here, but that is purposeful, as that is where the fist is going to go. One of my issues have always been with the Hasbro line, you know, the kind of the main retail line, is all of the hollow bits. That really bothers me. I was a Masterpiece collector for a long time, and that was just something you never had to worry about. So I've kind of had to get used to, you know, having some hollow spots. But it's kind of hidden well enough on the inside of that wrist that you typically aren't going to see it or really be able to focus on it. Now, coming on down here, articulation in the waist. You do have real nice articulation there. You can spin it the full 360. We can get those legs way out to the side, pretty much to a 90-degree angle. We do have a cut right at the upper thigh, as well as plenty of range of motion forward and back. We can get the kick all the way up. We can get to about 90 degrees on the knee. And then here we got plenty of ankle rocker, as we typically do with Transformers. So really nice articulation for this guy. Now, before we transfer this guy into his dinosaur mode, let's go ahead and bring in a couple guys just to show a little bit of a size comparison here. So if we bring in our Earthrise Optimus, we'll bring in our Netflix B, just to give you guys a little bit of a size comparison there. And then obviously we've got our Wheelie figure here, which I don't really have a way to make him stand, but we can maybe prop him up there. You can just kind of see the size difference in between kind of some of your main bots. So Grimlock is truly a beast for this line. He's going to have great shelf presence and really show some additional scale for the line as well. Let's go ahead and transfer Grimlock into his dinosaur mode and see what we got there. All right, guys, so we got our Grimlock transformed into his T-Rex mode, and just, man, what a nostalgic feel this guy has. So you do get the instruction manual. This instruction manual makes it very easy. I'm not good at transforming transformers, have never claimed to be good at that. There's plenty of YouTubers much better at that than I am as far as transformation. But this made it very simple, even for kind of what I would say is a novice like me when it comes to transforming transformers. He's one of the easier ones that I have ever done. Let's look right at the figure. So here we are in our robot mode. Probably need to tighten up that chest just a little bit. But you can see here he does have storage for his blaster here on his back. So I'm not going to keep it there. I just don't like the look of that. But what it is you've got two peg holes right here on his back, and there are two small pegs right here and here on the gun. You can peg those in, and it actually, you know, will just provide a little more support because you do have a seam right down the back. It just helps hold those together. But I just don't like the look of the blaster being there. It's not really accurate to the way he looked in the cartoon or the movie. Now looking at our GRIMLOCK figure, we up here at the head, just what you typically would picture. We got that gold neck coming on down. We've got the nice Autobot logo there right on the middle of his chest. We've got just a molded kind of whitish light silver plastic here for his two T-Rex arms. A little bit of red, which we were able to see in the robot mode there. The rest of this, obviously we've seen most of this in the robot mode. One thing back here on the back, they did not go with the chrome here. They ended up going with really kind of that same color that we got up here on the arms, just a molded kind of whitish light silver plastic there for the end of the tail. And we'll compare him to the original G1 release here in a minute. We're able to see where used to be his shins. We're able to see that same paintwork here on the back of his tail. They did decide to go with the blue eyes here, which you can see that. I know on some of the Masterpiece you have the option to, kind of choose you want the red or the blue. We got the blue here with no option to change, which is okay. Moving on down to the toes and feet here, you can see we just got that same gold color that we have kind of throughout between the stomach area here and the neck. Looks really good. As far as articulation, it's what you would expect here. So you've got the articulation there right at the base of the head. Mouth opens. We do have some sculpt in there, which we can kind of see. A little bit of a tongue maybe sculpted in there. Moving on down, got rotation here in the neck. Right here in the arms, these are kind of on a ball peg, right? Just as they go into his body there. So you're able to get a little bit of range of motion there on them. You can get the elbows to about 90, maybe just a hair better. No articulation here at the end. That is fixed. Here in the legs, we can still get those legs way out. Not that you would want to, but those real nice ratchets that we had in the arms, same ratchets here. Back and forth, we can get those knees way up past 90, and really no articulation other than the toe articulation here in the foot. So, but being the GRIMLOCK figure, we don't need articulation in our T-Rex mode. But man, this guy just looks phenomenal. He's gonna look so good on the shelf. I really don't know which way I want to display this guy, whether I want him in his robot mode or whether I want him in his T-Rex mode. This is probably my favorite just from a nostalgic standpoint, but man, the robot mode just looks so good. The transformation is so easy, I may go back and forth. It also really makes me hope that maybe we will get a true representation of the rest of the Dinobot team in this movie 86 line. Let's take a look here at the original G1 bot. So one place they went different right off the bat we can see is blue eyes, red eyes. So we know that they went a little different there. Also, we got chrome in the arms and chrome here on the tail. You can see that silver chrome where we got just a molded plastic here on our new bot. Also, the neck piece here, we can see that neck piece has a clear kind of translucent plastic over a chrome gold neck, where here we just got solid gold plastic. Not a big deal. You know, they pretty much chromed out everything on this original one, where everything's a little more of a kind of a matte color here for our Studio 86 line. As far as the bots themselves, I mean, just look how well the representation is there for that. I couldn't be happier really with this one that they've done. You know, it's interesting. I'm not sure if we would consider this a 2020 or a 2021 release. I know there were some reviews in 2020 of this guy, but I think as far as finding him out on the public to be able to get their hands on him, I think he's a 2021 release. I can already see this guy probably being in my top 10 for 2021. So we'll see. We got a lot of year left, and it's going to be a really, really great year, I think, with a lot of good companies putting out some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and bring in a few other Autobots for size comparison. All right, guys, so you can see here for our size comparison, we do have our Optimus and Bumblebee back out again from our Earthrise and Netflix line. And we've got Wheelie on the back of Grimlock there. So you can kind of see how that works. He actually has two little, let's see how well this will show up. You can see right in there and right in there, you can see he's got two little pegs, and the peg holes just peg into the back of the leg of Wheelie. So you can, if you really want it to probably look a little better, you can obviously articulate these legs to kind of give him a little more of a kind of hunched over look. And let's see if we can get it right. Kind of that look right there. And that will give Wheelie kind of a better look, as far as how he's sitting up there versus kind of just looking up at the sky. So yeah, just a really, really nice figure, guys. I am super excited to have this in my collection. Super excited to have found it so quickly. The Target that I found it at, there were two. I walked up, picked up one, and within about 15 seconds, another guy walked up and picked up the other one. So I think these are going to be a very hot item, probably a very hard item to find. That's just my prediction. I think the rest of the line, I think we'll probably have a little better chance of getting our hands on pretty easy. Hit that like button, guys. Helps this video really get out, get shared with other people. If you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to the channel. Would love to have you as part of the Man Cave Collectibles team. Always comment down below. What do you guys think of this figure? Have you been able to find it? Do you want to find it? What do you think of the 1986 movie? What are your memories from that movie? My memories were very sad. As a kid, you're watching basically all your heroes come to an end in one movie. So it was pretty traumatic for me. But love to hear from you guys and what you guys think of it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Until next time.